My in-studio guest today is Steve Kunzweiler, Tulsa's Assistant District Attorney and the first prosecutor in the state of Oklahoma to use therapeutic dogs to help kids testify in criminal proceedings. Welcome, Steve.
Thank you for having me.
So this program is so interesting to me. In Therapy Dog in the Courtroom, you actually have observed that there's less stress in the children when the dog is there?
Having been a prosecutor for the past 24 years, I've handled so many criminal prosecutions involving children, and one of the great struggles, as you could imagine, is having a child come into that kind of a foreign environment. And so for children, there's a great struggle internally trying to fit into an adult world. And we discovered through the use of therapeutic dogs that just the mere presence of those dogs reduces the stress level of these children. What we're trying to do is get truth into the courtroom. Anytime you're putting a child on the stand, they're scared, they're afraid, they've been victims. I don't want to see them cry. You don't want to see them cry. A jury doesn't want to see them cry. So what we're trying to do is ease them. And so when we bring them into the courtroom, we try and do it in a very respectful way. We make sure the juries understand, this dog is not here for anything other than to assist this child in their testimony. And it removes the fear from the courtroom. When I can say all I want as a prosecutor, say, hey, I'll be there, and we'll have a victim advocate in the courtroom, and perhaps you'll have a family member in the back of the courtroom. But the dog is literally right there with them, and I think they kind of form a team. And what was the most touching part about the entire case is after she had gotten done testifying, she gets off the stand, she walks out of the courtroom. The very first words she said, she looks down at Boo and says, Boo, thanks a lot.
Oh.
I couldn't have done it without you.
Wow.
When you think about child abuse cases, what you're talking about is our most valuable resource, who's a child. Nothing more valuable. And so when I look at somebody who's willing to abuse that resource, that child who's going to be our future, my thought process is pretty simple. We need to put you behind bars. We need to remove you, because if you have no respect for a child, you have no respect for anything.
Well said. My next guest, already I'm so mellow, is Bichon Frise Boo. And Boo is the very first therapy dog ever allowed into an Oklahoma courtroom to help young children in child abuse cases testify more comfortably. And his wonderful handler, Leon Mullis. Hi, Leon.
Hi, Pam.
Now, you told me something that I was really struck by. You said people think he's a protector. And then you went on to say he really is a comforter. And then that you didn't train him. He intuitively knows what children need. Tell me about that.
We really don't have to teach the dog to connect with children or with people. They have the ability, whether it's from an expression, the sound of our voice, are we under stress, are we fearful, are we angry? These emotions are really quite evident to the perceptive dog, and he's just been a real master. Some children want a little bit of play. Some are on the verge of crying, and sometimes a puppy kiss to the end of the nose or the cheek can make all the difference in the world.
And is he the only therapy dog you've ever worked with? He's your one and only?
Yes, he's been my first and only.
And are you going to train a second one, or is it too
I
arduous?
think not. Bichons live a long time. He's a pretty high-maintenance dog.
This is a high-maintenance dog? Give me a break. You come to my farm, and you'll see 6 dogs that couldn't sit for 9 minutes, much less 90 minutes.